Well, hello YouTube, this is Layout123 and today we're going to be taking a look at this Triang 040 steam locomotive. And well, yeah, it's something that has featured on the channel before, but I've never done a proper video full length on it. It's something that I thought of doing really because I looked at it and I thought they're quite underrated really, Triang 040 steam locos. You don't hear people talk about them often, and for something of its time I'm going to show you why I think this is very, very special. And the best way to sort of kick that off is by having a look at the detail. So on the side we have the running number 7178, which is on the other side as well. But we've got a nice little emblem there. I'm not sure what that's. I think it's sort of like meant to be a shield, and then I think that may be a B, possibly. That's not really the important part. I think the whole body shape of this 040 is one of the nicest I've ever seen in general. And when I bring forth one of the modern 040s, you'll see why. I also love the fact that you can easily take it apart because it's only got the one screw, which makes it so easy to take apart, as well as the fact that these are riveted on the new locos, or the 040s, whereas on these are screw-on, which makes it so much easier. It picks up power nicely, and the sound the motor makes is really, really nice. That's the thing with all the modern locos, they don't make a lot of noise, and some people like that, some people don't, and I'm one of the people who doesn't really like the fact that they don't make a lot of noise, because I like the noisier older locos. The thing that lets it down is definitely the fact that inside the cabin there is nothing. You can just see straight through to the floor. But apart from that, it's a pretty darn good locomotive. I mean, it's got a nice splash of red paint across the front of it, and that is again across the back. There's a bit of a chip in it there. Well, I bought this second hand. And also one of the sets of steps is missing there, you can see. But I bought it a little bit battered and beaten up, but it runs superbly. It can pull more than a modern 040. I'm not sure about all the companies of modern 040s, but I'm speaking on experience. It can pull more than most of the modern 040s. I'm going to demonstrate that in a few minutes' time. Another thing I think which is very critical is how large the power pickup is on that side. You can see it just there. It is just a complete metal plank, and it's just so nice to see something with a much more efficient power pickup system than what we're used to today. The colour blue is quite refreshing. I believe these ones came in red, green, blue, yellow, and there may have been some other colours. I've seen them on other YouTubers' channels, but yeah, they are just very nice little 040s. No sprung-loaded buffers or anything fancy like that. Nice metal couplings though, which are the wider base, and you know what I always say about wider base couplings are much better. And I think the best way to give it any sort of justice and to show you why I think these 040s by Triang are so much, or certainly very special, is to put it on the layout and show you it running. And obviously this is sort of the modern counterpart, and we still have no cabin detail whatsoever on these locomotives, but yeah, you can't deny that they are very, very nice. Plastic, and on the older one we have metal. And another thing to point out on the modern equivalent is that the whole base is completely plastic, and this one was made in China and this one was made in the UK, so big differences. There's also a lot of difference in weight. That's a lot heavier than the more modern one. But if I move that off the track, then we should be able to see this one going around pulling two of the larger Pullman coaches, not the small coaches that you normally see the 040s pull and that come in the sets. And look at that, nice and smooth. It does have a little bit of problem on that gradient, but apart from that, it pulls them with such ease and confidence, and the motor is so smooth for an older loco. It's pretty sublime. Slipping a little bit there on that track. I think that's just where there is the slight gradient as it goes up round to that bit where the board sags in the middle, as we see again. Very impressive though, in my opinion. I do really like the Triang range of pretty much anything. If you watch any of my videos, I always rate Triang quite highly. I think it's time to put the other one on and show you what that can do. And just a little bit of background about this one. I got this one from Model Zone quite a few years ago. It was brought brand new, so it should run pretty well, and it always has served me pretty well in the past. And there the metal chassis comes in so much. It makes such a difference. The wheels are spinning, but it's not going to go anywhere that fast. The front coupling is twitching. Pretty much a dynamic picture. Look at that. And I think the only way this loco is going to make it round is if we give it a little bit of a helping hand. And in comes the hand of God. Will that resolve the issue? Should pick up pace along the back. Just about. Only just though. Let's see, we'll give it a couple more goes. I mean, granted, it's quite capable of pulling what it needs to, but this is just sort of the next step. If I bring back the old one, you'll see the change again. So all in all, what do I think of this train? I think it's a pretty decent little model. Some of the details are lacking a little bit in places, but apart from that, I can't fault it. And if you can find one, they're cheap enough, I'd pick one up and have a go with it. See what you think. If you have one, please leave a comment below. And don't forget to keep liking, subscribing, and just about everything else. Everyone who has subscribed, I thank you so much. I mean, it's really been a pleasure the last few weeks looking at the channel, as the subscribers are really coming on strong now. So thank you very much, and I'll leave you and the train to have the last word. See you all soon. Bye bye.